Hello everybody, I'm Jimmy Fantastic and welcome to the official Blood Bowl 3 2025 World Championships knockout phase preview. As you can see on screen, we have a proper tournament tree now. There'll be no more randomizations of matchups, so you can plot somebody's path through to the final here. We did the draw the other night, and these are all the first round matchups by name and what the tree looks like. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at each team in order and I'll talk a little bit of the matchup. I'm going to try and get through it, pretty quickly. Also, we've got predictions done by Breaky T. I can put the link in the description so you can fill in your own predictions as well, but I'll look at what we've got so far. So, let's start with the first quarter of the draw. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Put in little quarters. And then each quarter will show us two of the quarterfinalists, potentially for the live shows, right? The quarterfinals, semi-finals, and grand final and third place playoff will all be done then in France. So let's start in game. We've got the competition made in game. It's got Vitic best of 3. So the first match is Justicium versus Benbow Baggins. Justicium has gone undead. He's got 3 guard, a tackle, 2 block ghouls. So he does have more defenseless ghouls, but he's got a bit more guard to deal with a high strength. Interesting. Oh, can we do history for each one? He's got 5 wins and a loss. He did go through the play-ins. He got diced by goblins, didn't he? So that's Justicium's team. Justicium, top player back in the day. And in Blood Bowl 2 even, but now he's a bit rusty. By his own admission, he's a bit rusty. He beat me the other day. It's played great. I feel a little bit hard done by to have lost it, but it could have gone either way, right? He's top player is Justicium. Benbow, you can see his team. He's not gone with 6 block, which is standard lizards. He's gone with a stand firm crocs, and it's a pretty standard lizardman team. 3-1-1. Not quite as good for Benbow. Also through the play-ins. Anyone who's got more than 3 games has gone through the play-ins, right? That matchup. It's a funny one, undead versus lizards, because it all comes down, as always, to the Saurus, right? The Saurus, if they get stuck on the mummies and can't do a lot, they're in trouble. Mummies got Mighty Blow. If they're hitting them with Mighty Blow, it's a problem for the Saurus. I think it's pretty 50-50 matchup, though, honestly. It's dicey, but I think it's pretty 50-50, and got to give the coaching advantage to Justicium. Benbow's a lovely fella, but I do think Justicium's probably got that in the bag, especially over 3 games, right? I think over 3 games, the racial matchups and the coaching advantages become more pronounced because there's kind of like less luck involved over the best of 3. And then the second round is probably the pick of the round, honestly, at least coaching-wise. We've got World Sitar versus Mankiz, 2 of the absolute top-tier players here. And World Sitar has got a very strange Norse team. I mean, this looks like he's put more thought into it and tried it more than other people, right? He's got the Mighty Blow, Block Guard, Mighty, Lino, Blodge, Valk, Beerbo, 14 players. It's very unusual, which, World Sitar does tend to do that, honestly. 2-1-0, good record. He won the group that Davo was in, drew with Davo, which was the best played game of the tournament so far, I would say. And he's up against the meat throttler himself, Mankiz, with humans. Normally Mankiz is a Dark Elf player, but he's gone for humans. He's gone for the max guard. It was 6 and 2-3, so you have to have the 3 guard, you have to have the tackle mighty, and then basically you can go block on the catcher and the ogre, you can go guard on the catcher and the ogre, and pretty much everybody, all the top players anyway, I'm going to say everybody, the top players I think went for guard. So we went a bit more guard, 14 players, pretty decent team, isn't it? And he's won 1, lost 1. How has he only played 2 games? Oh, because they reset one, didn't they? Because of the there was issues in the first round of games. Oh, that's a shame. But anyway, Mankiz went through in second. It's an interesting matchup, isn't it? Norse and humans. I feel like, honestly, humans have got a slight advantage. Coaching, it's anybody's guess, but I think I could be wrong in this one, by the way. I'm going to give the slight edge to Mankiz there versus Worldstar, but Worldstar, incredible player. Now I've got More Plovac versus Andri. More Plovac with Undead, Andri with Humans. Honestly, Plo's played pretty well in this tournament, 4-1-0. 2-0'd through the qualifiers, and then dominated the group as well. I'm not a big fan of the sure hands ghoul, but he, like Justicium, he's got the 3 guards, a bit better at the fighting games, and great team names and great colours. And yeah, honestly, Plo, he's listened a lot to myself and Artemis. He does, like anti-blitz defenses and stuff. Wonderful to see. So very good ABC player, Plo is. But of course, Andri is the world champ. He's got that little bit more in the tank, I think, coaching-wise, than Plo. And yeah, he's got exactly the same team as Mankiz, right? The 14 players and the block and guard catchers. I think actually Mankiz, Arzawain, and Andri all have the exact same build, and they're all top players. So not a great record for Andri. Did squeeze through in second place, but humans are just a bit. Humans are a bit naff, right? But they do get a good package, whereas Undead are a monster team. So on teams, Undead have the advantage here. On coaching, I think Andri does. It could go either way, honestly. I think slight advantage to Andri, but Undead are a monster team, right? So Plo can just roll him easily, and can play completely fine in his own right. I feel like people get offended too easily in Blood Bowl, right? Like not having a go at anyone by saying that somebody else is just a little bit better, is it? Right, then we've got Bigadin versus Arzawain, and this is a human mirror, I believe. And Bigadin has gone for the block variant, the block ogre there, and he's gone 4-1-0. So incredible record so far for Bigadin. And yeah, I've already gone through the human teams. Not too much to say about that. And Arzawain has gone for the guard variant. He's also jumbled up team, but it's just the same as Mankiz and Andri. And he's 2-1. It's more than that. It's more than 2 games. Again, we lost a game through the thing, but Arzawain's a top player, so I think Arzawain's got the slight advantage on teams and the slight advantage in coaching, but again, it's also close to anybody can win these games, right? Like it's even though I'm picking favourites, it's really, really, really close. All of this is really close. And then now we can look at the the predictions here. This is Breaky T spreadsheet, and you can see Justicium is killing Benbow in the things, which is, maybe that's right. And then Worldstar, yeah, Mankiz is a little bit ahead. Andri's a decent amount ahead of Plo, and Arzawain's a decent amount ahead of Bigadin. And that seems pretty reasonable, honestly, for what percentage chance they'd have of winning. Maybe, obviously, look, we don't know. We haven't got any idea what percentage chance of winning, but it kind of makes sense to me, right, that roughly that's going to be how it goes. But anything can happen, right? That's the thing. Blood Bowl especially, like with most games, anything can happen. But particularly with Blood Bowl, anything can happen. Now, what's particularly interesting is there's like 5 of what I'd call the top players in this, and through the whole of these 8, I think, well, who are we likely to see in the top 8 for when we're in Paris? I think maybe Justicium gets through, and because this is so close, I'm going to back Justicium to get through, because he's more likely to get through his one-on-one. And then the same here, right? I think Arzawain, Bigadin, that's really close. I think they're both, actually, I think all 4 of these are really close. I'm going to go Andri because he's the champ. So let's go Justicium Andri for the first 2. Right, next quarter. We've got Fou Follet versus Andy Davo. So Fou Follet won his group with Rats. Davo second with Old World Alliance, not Necro. He instantly regretted Old World Alliance, he said, which is quite funny. weird Skaven team actually with a double block, no strip ball or sidestep. So a little bit unusual. 5 wins and a loss, so pretty great record so far from Fou Follet, but yeah, I don't know. I think he's certainly not got the same level of fame as Olivier Delac and Crystal Hunter, but he hasn't played badly at all this tournament. But I do think Davo's going to be favoured. I think as bad as All World Alliance are as a team, right? Okay, so the game's failed. The game's failing me now. Oh dear. As bad as All World Alliance are as a team, they do have a good package for this tournament, right? But the package still they lack block, right? And they get in problems, and they basically struggle versus other bash teams, but versus the agility teams they're great, right? Because they're just a normal bash team then. So I think they do a little bit better versus the agility teams. So I think in this case I will definitely pick Davo here. He hasn't done great so far, 1 win and 2 draws, but he's managed to fight his way out of the group. I think this was the problem that I had with Necromantic and Diomed as well, and Colian, and it's Bright with Orcs, right? I think the bash teams are a bit harder to get out of your group successfully, but I think once they're in there, I think they become a bit more favoured in the best of 3 potential overtime format. So now that Davo's got out of his group, I think he's one of the favourites to win, absolutely. In this little section, I think Davo's the only one who strikes me as a really top player. Ungern, though, can be on his day. Ungern is on his day, and obviously Jay Leave is very good on the old tabletops. But yeah, Ungern on his day is a top player. And he's got a bit of a strange build, right? He's only got the 1 catcher. He's got a dirty player, and he hasn't skilled the catcher, so he's gonna. I mean, he has gone 5 guard, but it's a bit different to the other human teams. And he's gone 1-2-0, and he's up against Jay Leave, who likes All World Alliance, plays a lot of them. Bunch of guard. This is actually the same team as Davo, I believe. I've glossed over Davo's team, but yeah, block Ogre is really nice, isn't it? Mighty Blow, Tackle, Blitz is really nice. Some blockers, some guarders. It's a pretty sweet team, honestly, package-wise. But the team is not so good. 2 wins and a loss. He did lose to another bash team, right? Like, that's the problem, the other bash teams. Now, humans, I think they've probably got the advantage versus humans, actually. So I think slight racial advantage to Jay Leave, and also I think the coaching's close. If Ungern's at his best, I think Ungern's got the advantage. But Ungern historically has been very variable. Like, I don't know if he's trolling or what, but so maybe he's, obviously World Championship, you'd imagine he's not going to be trolling. So if these variants are just him like being a loon for a laugh, then he's not going to do that in World Championship, and I think he'll be favourite to win. But I think I'm going to probably pick Jay Leave just because I think All World Alliance are just better than humans, basically. Are they? No, maybe humans are better. I don't know. I'm going to go Ungern. Sorry, Jay Leave. Right. I've got to pick somebody. Right, Mr. Page here with his Black Orcs versus Ed Lover with his Orcs. So, Mr. Page, hilarious Mighty Blow team, right? Loads of Mighty Blow and a dirty player. Only 11 players. It's very, very one-dimensional. 1-2-0. But look, it can get lucky. What it's less likely to get lucky against is Orcs. 12-player Orcs. High armor. He's got some great football players here. Old school Brazil. And he's 2-0-1, so he's done all right. They've both done all right, but I think, honestly, you can't pick. You can't beat a stupid. You just can't pick a stupid 7 Mighty Blow team to win, right? Even though they can obviously win, it's hard to pick them just because they're kind of like relying on the Kaz dice and stuff to win. The Orcs are like just a proper team, so I've got to pick Ed Lover, but obviously Mr. Page's team is hilarious. And then we've got Padawan versus Lamar Saleh. So Padawan has got a pretty standard Necro team. He's got the block wolves, and then he's got a wrestle ghoul. So he has, like, one of the advantages of the one wolf build is that the fact that you get the wrestle ghoul, because obviously you want to, with the double wolf build, you want to carry on the ghoul, and so you're carrying on a blodger. But you don't. That means you don't get the wrestle for defense. But he's just done that. He's beaten that by just carrying on wrestle on offense, which isn't that bad really. Won 4, lost 2. So bit dodgy record there with 2 losses. And then we've got Lamar Saleh, who did eliminate K-Fog. He was in K-Fog's group, went through with Justicium. He's got a pretty decent team. It's a bit weird though, right? He's got 12 players, no Apo. He's got all the positionals. He's not got a skilled blitzer. It's a bit of a weird one. Lamar's is a good player though. He's gone 1-1, 1-1, and still got through. And yeah, I don't know. Like I think from what I know of the coaches, I'm going to pick Lamar's. But it's a very tough matchup. It's a tough matchup for the Dark Elves. But again, I think it becomes more difficult the better the Necro coaches. So I think I'm going to pick Lamar's there. Right, and then we can look at the there we go. We can look at this bracket here. We've got Davo having a substantial lead over Fufole, Ungern with a slight edge versus Jay Leave, Ed Lover with a decent lead over Mr. Page, and Lamar's smashing Padawan in the predictions that people have done. And I'm going to broadly agree with that, yep. And out of this little section, I think Davo is my pick to go through to the quarterfinals from them. And from these, I think it's got to be Lamar's, right? Because I think Page and Ed Lover's closer, and then I think Lamar's has got, the agility skills to win that afterwards. So that's who I'm going to put for my predictions there. Right now we're on to the third quarter with a rats. The rats are in this one. But first we've got Killtrain up against Likami. This is Norse versus Necro. Which actually, Norse is a bit of a tricky matchup for Necro. His skills are all over the shop here, aren't they? Blodge, leader, dirty player, kick, sure hands. But honestly, Killtrain has scrapped to get here. 4-1-1. Pretty nice record throughout it all. And I think I've got a bet on Likami just because I think Necro are better, right? Like, I chose Necro. I think Necro are better. He's gone for this kind of standard build here with all the block. He's gone 1-2-0. He hasn't lost. So, yeah, why not? Let's pick Likami there. Then we've got Olivier Delac, not the number 1 Skaven coach, versus Dragoo, who very tragically for me eliminated me. Absolutely typical rat build there. He is missing a skill, so he's dropped Wrestle on the Gut Runner. And he won his first 2. The last game he had, funnily enough, he lost versus Lizardmen, right? He lost versus Lizardmen in the group stage, but he'd already won the group by that point. So I don't think he was too cut up about losing to Lizards. But, Skaven do have a good matchup versus Lizardmen, but they can still lose, right? Because Lizards are a monster team, always a monster team. It's easy to say, they don't do so well against Wood Elves and, Skaven, but they're still a monster team and things can go very well for them. Dragoo also doesn't gun 6 block, he's got a Garda. He's gone 1-1-1. He beat me. Thanks to the timeout. It's funny, isn't it? Without that timeout, I think I'd have won that game. And I'd be playing Olivier Delac with a team that can't get one turned again. So I'd have felt very confident, actually. I do not feel as confident for Dragoo. I think ODL will get the job done there and advance. So I think, ODL is my pick for this little bracket of 4. And to make it the quarterfinals. And then we've got Chunter, Crystal Hunter, Chunter with Skaven versus Copex with Orcs. So, Chunter, he's dropped the sidestep off his gutter, and he won every single game in the groups, and he lost one in the plains, but that was to a timeout, right? So, I think he was very close to winning all of his games. Chunter's a great player. Skaven are really annoying. They can always roll dice and do things. And I think the problem is you've got to like play perfectly against them, right, and not roll terribly. And if you fail at one of those, you just lose. Kopex here, he's got a bit of a strange build. He's only got 1 skill on the big uns. He's got 3 goblins. I'm not a huge fan of the build. He's gone 1-1-1. I think Chunter will have enough to win that game. And then we've got Toast Guy. This is the hilarious game. And then if Chunter wins that, he gets to play the winner of this, which is just hilarious. Toast Guy, Bogner's Day Out, Black Orcs versus Dastardly Dan's Gobos. And yeah, these are 2 funny teams. It's a bit more normal than Mr. Page's team, but it's still funny, right? It's still Black Orcs. He's got 5 blocks, lots of block players, a couple of Mighty Blow, guards, Dirty Player, and a Sneaky Git, 12 players. A bit, I forgot to mention, Mr. Page's team has a bribe. He has also got a bribe there. And 3-1-0 hasn't lost with Bogner's Day Out. Bogner's his troll, Big Bogner. And yeah, honestly, he's played pretty well, and he's got a funny team. And so has Dastardly Dan. He's got a hilarious team. He's got Block Troll, Leader Troll. He's got DP Sneaky Git Hooligan. He's got a stacked bomber that has achieved nothing except kill his own players. And then he's got Ripper Bolgrod and Vara Ghoul Chewer. So, you know, he is, boy howdy's he got the strength to go against the Black Orcs. And he's won 4, lost 2. Can he keep going? I don't know. Like they're a very variable team, aren't they, Goblins? Eventually he's going to fall apart, you would expect, but maybe not, right? Maybe not. Maybe he'll go through and win it all. But I'd imagine if he doesn't fail at this stage, he'll fail versus Chunter. I'm going to pick Toast Guy for this, but I think it's a close one, honestly. But I do think Chunter will get through. Oh, God, I keep doing this wrong. Right. There we go. So the people think have got Killtrain slightly ahead of Lick of Me. They've got Olivia Delight miles ahead of Dragoo. I don't think he should be this far ahead. Like, Dragoo didn't do anything really wrong versus me, right? Like, I don't think I deserve to beat Dragoo or anything. Like, I don't think I massively outplayed him or anything. So yeah, I think this will be closer than this. I don't think the racial matchup is that skewed. I don't think the coaching is that skewed. But I'd still picking Olivia, of course, and still picking Chunter. And yeah, Dastardly Dan's got quite an advantage versus Toast Guy there in the voting. I think that is, a little bit because he's got goblins, and they are hilarious. I think that has got a bit to do with that. Right, now we're down to the last 4 matchups. We've got Night Watch. That's easier than trying to say Nachtwache and messing it up and upsetting all the Germans in chat. So we'll just call it Night Watch. Against Nasher, this is Amazons versus humans, the only Amazon team in it, thank God. We were a bit terrified of there being millions and millions of Amazons, but actually there hasn't been. It's a pretty standard build, right? 4 block, a wrestle and a guard, pretty much like it. He's gone 2-1-0, and yeah, solid team. I'm surprised that not more Amazons were chosen, and definitely not that more went through. I mean, K-Folk, everyone would have bet on him qualifying, but he did get a tough group and he got some bad dice, and that's it. It doesn't take much, right, at this level. There's not huge gaps in coaching, right? So it's not as if you can be super consistent at beating people even if you're a little bit better than them. And then Nasher here with humans, he's got a very strange human build. He's got a Sneaky Git Catcher, he hasn't got a Tackle Mighty, and yeah, he's done all right, 1 win and 2 draws, but it's a very unusual build, and for that reason I can't pick him. He doesn't have a Mighty Blow Tackle, right? If he had a Mighty Blow Tackle, you'd give him half a chance of beating Zons, but without it, picking the Zons all day. Now we've got Vela Hoppier versus Tua. Veli is also one of the top players, I would say, coaches, and he's won 4, drawn 1, lost none, despite me hating his team. He's got an elf team with 2 dodge on it, which to me is crazy. He's got a Sneaky Git that he's got to use probably once or twice. He's got a leader, he's got some wrestle, he's got a dodge tackle, he's got a guard. It's just weird. I do not like the build, and I think ultimately the build is going to cost him. But maybe it won't. But I think over the enough games, eventually you'll play somebody good enough that it's going to let you down. I'm not a fan of the team. Look, maybe I'm wrong, right? Obviously, Veli was a fan of the team. That's why he chose it. But for me, I think eventually the team will let him down. But probably not this round. Probably not. Maybe not this round. But Tua has got 7 guard, and I think the lack of other things will cost him versus Elves, right? I think he probably would like a bit more block and stuff would be more useful in this match. So he's got leader on his thrower, he's got nothing on his catcher, right? So he doesn't have protected positionals as much. He does have the mighty blow tackle, but again, the tackle not as relevant anyway, and he doesn't have block on his ogre. So I think this build would be better against like orcs or whatever, but maybe struggle a bit versus the pro elves. He's gone 3-1-1. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Veli to beat him, but then Night Watch to get through to the quarterfinals after that, because I think Amazons are really, really good, aren't they? Now, penultimate game, we've got Frickape versus Tektor. Frickape with Old World Alliance? Yes. I'm never sure if the humans are Old World Alliance with Frickape. He's gone 2-0-1. I think it's funny, he's got quite a good record on tabletop, but I personally I don't know, I'm not convinced. I haven't seen much of him play, right? Like, this is the end of the day. You can only really judge people when you see them, right? And obviously good at the Blood Bowls, very good at the Blood Bowls. Is he top level? I'm unsure. I don't want to say that, but I don't like this Juggernaut Troll Slayer, and I'd have liked another guard there. He's got a dirty player that could have been a guard, so he's got wrestle on his catch. I'm not the biggest fan of his build. And Tektor, I think Tektor did the really good one turn that we saw. He's just gone for the standard all block lizards, and he's gone 3-2-0, hasn't lost. Lizards are a monster team, right? So I think lizards just being so good will just beat Old Alliance. And I don't think, even if Frickape is ahead of Tektor, I don't think he's that much ahead to beat the racial advantage. In terms of favouritism, of course, right? Like, look, anything can happen in the 3 games. Literally everyone can win. There's no easy games at all from this point forward. There wasn't in the group stages, really, as we saw. Diomed finished bottom of his group, I finished bottom of my group, Kfog didn't qualify, Colian didn't qualify, Bright didn't qualify, so, the thing is that because it's NAF style, the teams are pretty close, the skill's pretty close, the play's pretty close, so really the dice are going to have a big impact, and it's hard to beat that a lot of the time consistently in 3 games to get out of the group. Right, here we go. We've got Purple Chest as the final game versus Jeff A's. This could be a banger actually here. Saving maybe the best till last. PC with his Dark Elves. He loves them in NAF style. He's won all of his games, which is alright, isn't it? It's actually 5 games, right? Because he did the planes. And oh no, that's a lie. One of them was versus Monitor, wasn't it? The one didn't get counted, so he's won 4, lost 1 actually. And yeah, this is the team that he loves for NAF style. It's pretty clean, isn't it? The good thing about it is that the money works out exactly, right? That's nice, isn't it? That's a nice feeling. He's got 3 rerolls the Apo. I mean, that's really good. I personally don't really like the leader. I'd rather have an extra dodge there. But like, it's fine, right? He gets 4 rerolls, means he can do stuff. He's got wrestle, so he can always sack the ball, do stuff, and he's got 3 blodges. So it's really good for like tabletop style where you have to get 6 wins, right? And there's no point getting a draw. I prefer like the solidity of a team that doesn't lose. But that the team that doesn't lose finds it harder to get out of the group stage. So he got the wins in the group, got through. Now I think he might struggle a little bit with that build comparatively in the knockouts. And one of the first team he's got, and maybe the only team that he gets, is Jeff A's with Skaven. Jeff A's is a multiple-time Euroball and world champion on tabletop, but not with Skaven. He's barely played Skaven on tabletop. Very strange choice for him. He didn't seem to be a natural Skaven coach from what I saw him play. Now he's done all right. He's won 2, drawn 1, lost 1, plus another game. But you could do it on this, couldn't you? But then you have to work it out. Yeah, so that this one was the one that didn't count. See, because it's they reset the groups because there was some kind of issues. But anyway, great player names, taking you back to '98. So yeah, now look, obviously I'm not a Skaven player. I'd still do all right with Skaven, right? So like, I'm not slating him. He is a good player, very good player. But is he a top player with Skaven? Unsure. PC is a top player with Dark Elves, so I have to give the advantage to PC there. And this time it did work. Thank God. I mean, see, the internet people have made Nightwatch their favourite there. Veli a huge favourite over 2. That's maybe it's a bit unfair. But again, the thing is, even if everybody thinks Veli's a 51%, he should get 100% of the vote, shouldn't he? So these are always going to be a bit skewed, I guess. They do have Tector ahead of Frickape a little bit, and Jeff A's a little bit ahead of PC. So yeah, you can see there they're pretty close matchups. I would have PC a little bit ahead. I think the matchup favours the Dark Elves a little bit rather than the Skaven. And anyway, and there's the whole group. So again, now you can see the whole tree. This is all set in stone now, so you can plot your favourite person's path through the rounds. All the games are going to be best of 3, with the third game going to overtime if necessary. So you could draw and win, and then you've just won, right? So it does kind of. I think it kind of advantages stuff like Necro, but a lot of us went out. a lot of the Necro guys went out in the group stage, which that happened last year as well, right? Like Diomed nearly went out in the group stage last year. Andrew nearly went out in this group stage last year. But if you do get through that with a team that's really hard to beat, then I think that's really good in the best of 3. Rather than like the teams like BC where they can win but they can also fall apart. Right, anyway, that's enough talking for now. I'll obviously cast all of these live as much as I can, replays if I can't get them live. So yeah, obviously check out my Twitch and my YouTube, and thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and stay fantastic.